So lads, Caitlin Clark needs to find a way to buy herself out of this Nike contract. She needs to find a way of doing it because it is getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. And like
Caitlin Clark just pulled off a move nobody saw coming. While Michael Jordan built Nike into a cultural empire, Caitlin may have just ghosted him like a bad breakup. No slow fade, no soft goodbye, just silence. And suddenly, Adidas is stepping in with a deal so massive it's rattling the sneaker world. The question is, how did it come to this? And how could Nike, of all companies, let their future star slip away? When Caitlin Clark signed her historic 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike in 2024, the world expected fireworks. This was supposed to be her Jordan moment. She wasn't just another athlete on their roster, she was a future, a generational talent lighting up arenas, shattering viewership records, and dragging women's basketball into the mainstream spotlight. The playbook was obvious. Give her a signature shoe, launch a major campaign, plaster her face on billboards, and turn her into a global icon. Instead, crickets. Weeks passed, then months, and Nike had little more than vague promises. A signature shoe was in development, they said, but there was no campaign, no rollout, no hype. For someone of Caitlin's caliber, a signature sneaker isn't optional. It's a badge of belonging, the bridge from athlete to cultural force. Without it, she wasn't the brand. She was just wearing the brand. And at some point, the silence stopped feeling like patience and started looking like disrespect. Fans noticed. Analysts noticed. And then the leak started. Industry insiders called Nike's handling of Caitlin one of the company's biggest missteps in years. How does the most watched female athlete in the world not have her own shoe? How do you waste that kind of momentum? It was starting to look less like strategy and more like negligence. Then came the bombshell. A former Nike employee, who had spent over 15 years inside the women's division, went public with a blistering takedown.
I'll show you two different charts here. One, your stock price since 2021. It is down nearly 60%. Your executives and the people who are making these decisions, their stock options are worthless. Meanwhile, you have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this.
He didn't mince words. He called Caitlin's treatment one of the worst corporate fumbles in sports marketing history. He reminded everyone that Nike's stock is...
Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlin Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is over at Reebok. I am so confused as to how you would be so invested in the WNBA for several years, and you have been doing great work to try to elevate and uplift that league and many of the athletes there. But this seems like you have convinced yourself that this needs to be an either-or conversation. And we never have an either-or conversation in the men's sports. You have like 10 signature athletes. Half of them don't deserve a signature shoe. And we figure out a way to market them. LeBron James showed up as the chosen one, and you have the chosen one. He got all of the marketing, and yet you still were able to figure out how to market Kobe as well.
Plummeted nearly 60% since 2021, that executive bonuses had vanished, and that the brand's once untouchable heat was fading fast. And hey, in the middle of an identity crisis, Nike had Caitlin Clark, the hottest name in sports, and they left her sitting on the sidelines. But the insider didn't stop there. His criticism took a darker tone, hinting at deeper bias in how Nike treats its female athletes compared to their male counterparts.
As a kid.
Chance of defense by the Sparks fans. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep 3.
Feet on the hardwood, basketball in hand, guiding you, inspiring you, working on the player you dream to be. Because the ball will always bring you back to your favorite place. Calm, focused, and confident. To the place all roads lead, the game of basketball.
Tapping into nostalgia while giving players something they could own. It proved what was possible when companies treated women athletes like the main event instead of an afterthought. So when the rumors of Caitlin leaving Nike began to heat up, it suddenly made perfect sense. Adidas wasn't waiting around. They didn't just arrive with a contract, they arrived with a plan. A full-scale blueprint that included not just a signature shoe, but an entire brand ecosystem. We're talking worldwide rollouts, immersive sneaker labs for kids, TikTok campaigns, Times Square takeovers, maybe even drone shows if they want to flex. Adidas is treating Caitlyn like what she actually is, the future. Nike, on the other hand, is still stuck debating design decks and drafting press releases. And that's why this moment feels bigger than just one athlete switching brands. Because if the whispers about bias are true, whether it's about gender,
failure, bro, when it comes to this whole situation. Now, Nike seem like they kind of been slowing down with the Caitlin Clark department, man. They hardly talk about her. They don't tweet about her. Hell, they show more love to Asia Wilson, bro. I just got to keep it real.
It's 20 books and drawing audiences at rival men's sports. If she still can't get her signature sneaker on time, what does that say about the priorities inside these companies? The truth is, Caitlyn, Angel Reese, AJ Wilson, and every other WNBA star on side quests. They are the main storyline. They are the future of the sport, and they are proving it with every sold-out arena, every rating spike, every viral highlight. Brands that fail to recognize this aren't just missing out on profits. They're writing themselves out of relevance. So maybe Nike thought they had time. Maybe they believed Caitlyn's stardom would wait for them to catch up. But in sports, hesitation costs you the game. And right now, Adidas looks like the one holding the crown while Nike fumbles at half court. So what do you think? Did Nike just gift Adidas the next face of basketball on a silver platter? Or is this story still being written? Either way, if you care about the future of women's basketball, it's time to pay attention.